All right, so the last four patterns that we have are longer. They are 10 counts rather than 6. What they're really doing, the new idea here, is that you can take any of those earlier patterns and you can merge them. So this, you can almost think of it as an example in 4 cases of how we've merged some of these patterns. But you could, it could be much more expansive than just the 4 that I'm showing you. The other aspect to it is at each one of the points where we have a defensive position, you can do a disarm, but none of them are new. All of the disarms we use for the last 4 patterns are reviews of disarms that you've already seen in the earlier patterns. Everywhere that we've used disarm for a roof, we're going to engage those again. We're not introducing a new disarm for the roof position or the shield position or any of those defensive positions. We're just repeating those. So you can think of this as it's a great practice for merging them, having a new set of flow patterns that you can work on. And if you needed an abbreviated version of what you've already done, you could just focus on these last 4, and it would cover, of the 24 disarms that we've looked at, it would cover 20 of them, right? Just by using this. I tend to have it on the tail end, and if it's the material we don't get to, I don't worry about it as much, because it's just honestly review of things you've already seen. But the patterns are fun and they're cool if you have an opportunity to go over them. So that's what we're going to focus on mostly, is just the 10 count patterns for these last 4. I will tell you the disarms we use, but again, you've seen them already. So we're not going to go into heavy detail for all of the disarms. So this first one, and both of them, again, we've got a left and a right side, right? So it's really 2 patterns with a left and a right side. That's how we get 4. And both patterns are named after the person who introduced them to me. So I don't know where in history they come from necessarily, who was the first person. All I know is who I learned them from. And in one case, it was the first instructor that I had, Alan Fields. So the first set are called the Fields flow patterns, both the left side and the right side. The second set is someone I didn't actually get to train with, but he had a selection of videos and whatnot and correspondence, and his name was Shields. I don't even know his first name, couldn't tell you right now, but his name was Shields, and he also had these sets of longer patterns. So we have the left and right Fields patterns, and we have the left and right Shields patterns. And I didn't make that up, it just happened that way, that Fields and Shields were the 2 names that we're dealing with. But it does get confusing. Are we doing the Fields or are we doing the Shields? I run into that problem all the time. Anyway, this first set, the left side Fields pattern, is actually the first flow pattern I ever learned, right? As he showed it to me. I didn't learn these in the shorter 6 counts and then merging them together into a 10. My first experience with using a single stick flow pattern was starting with a 10 count flow pattern. So this is the left side Fields flow pattern. It starts like our left high box drill, where we have our roof, right? We're going to umbrella. We're going to take the tip, bring it around. Step 2 is that high horizontal angle 3, right? Just out of your very first flow pattern. Roof, come around, angle 3. But from here, we're going to then mostly stay on your right side, and we're going to drop down with a drop stick followed by a thrust. And then from the thrust, we're going to come up to a shield. That's the first half. That's the first 5 steps. So it goes roof 1, 3, angle 3 is 2, drop stick is 3, thrust is 4, and 5 is a shield, right? Again, first half. Roof, angle 3, drop stick, thrust, and shield. Now, just like that first flow pattern, right? That first time we did the left high box, it went here. Then we did step 3 in that flow pattern was a shield, and we brought it right back down with an angle 1. And that's what we're doing here also in the left Fields pattern. When after you do the shield, step 5, step 6 opens with an angle 1, right? So don't bring it around your head. We're going to do that when we do the right side field pattern. From the shield, you pull it back, come right back down with an angle 1, that downward diagonal. Then we're doing an inside sweep is our next block. Okay? From there, we're going to turn it horizontal, come under the arm with that angle 4, right? Now we're doing like the high-low, dropping down, cutting him under the arm. We're going to come back because he's doing the thrust, and we're blocking the thrust with an inward wing. And from here, you turn your hand. Steps 10 is a downward angle 2. You just lift it up and it comes down with the downward diagonal. And that brings you back to the end. So again, step 5 was the shield on the first half. Step 6 opens with a downward 1. All right, we have 1. Inward sweep is 2. Well, sorry, 6. Sorry, 6. And then 7 inward sweep. 8 is an outward 4. 9 is a low wing. And 10 is the downward 2. And then we're right back again to 1. Roof, angle 3, drop stick, thrust, shield, 1, inside sweep, 4, low wing, inward wing, and downward 2. And then right back again. Roof, 3, drop stick, thrust, shield, 1, inside sweep, 4, low wing, and 2, right? I'll show you what that looks like in pattern. So Max, you want to flow with it? Putting these two together, we have the left side of the fields for the 10 count. So you can be on this side, that's fine. So if you start with the roof, right? You go roof, come around 3, drop stick, thrust, and then shield. And come down 1, inside sweep, 4, low wing, good, and then we're right back again. And shield, and 1, inside sweep, thrust, and back. And back. And that's it. That is the left side fields box drill, flow drill.